Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our fireside chat titled AI Penetration Testing Enhancing the Ethical Hackers Toolkit. I'm Rohini, I'll be your host today. We're excited to have Shik Rashid with us, a highly experienced technical trainer and expert in ethical hacking and cybersecurity. Sheikh Rashid has over 13 years of experience in the field, and he is a Microsoft certified trainer as well as an EC Council certified instructor. In today's discussion, we'll explore the integration of AI in penetration testing and how it can enhance the toolkit of ethical hackers. We encourage you to engage with us. Please feel free to submit your questions throughout the session and we'll address them during the Q&A portion. Without further ado, let's welcome Sheikh Rashid. Rashid,
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining us today. To start, could you give us an overview of how AI is currently being utilized in penetration testing, please?
Thank you very much, Rohini. Thanks for the introduction. As my name is Shik Rashid Javed. So before we actually understand how AI is being used in penetration testing, so let's first understand what are the different phases of penetration testing. So I'll be sharing my screen here. Just want to see if you can hear you can see my screen, Rohini.
Yes, absolutely, Rashid. Go ahead.
Thank you. So now if we see penetration testing phases. Okay, so here, since we have a mix-up audience who is with us today, so for those who are new to penetration testing, so if you see here, we have different phases of penetration testing. So first of all, there's a pre-engagement phase where it's a sort of contract where we deal with the documentation and all that. Then we do the reconnaissance, which is information gathering, where we know about the target. We do footprinting or information gathering. Then we scan the target with a lot of tools, like one of them is Nmap, or depends on whatever tool you're using, but this is scanning for IP addresses, finding the port numbers and vulnerabilities on that. You'll be finding in scanning, you'll be finding the IP addresses, the port numbers, the version of the services, and then you do the vulnerability analysis where you're looking for the vulnerabilities, and based on the vulnerabilities, you'll do the exploitation. That's where you get them exploited, and then you do the reporting. So these are some standard steps. Now if it comes to AI, right, so how can we use AI in penetration testing? So here if we see we can automate this vulnerability scanning, right? So we can actually automate this process with the help of AI, because when it comes to vulnerability scanning, since it is a repeated task which we can actually make automated, because you might have heard a lot of times where we have artificial intelligence or machine learning, and when it comes to vulnerability analysis, it's also about the threats, like threat intelligence. You'll be automating those threats. It's some sort of proactive research which you are doing. So you're looking in for those threats. You will be looking in through the behavioral, like UEBA, user and entity behavior, because if you see there is something suspicious, because earlier we used to have signatures, but nowadays we see attackers can keep changing the signatures. That's where we looking for the behavior. So you can automate the behavior analysis. You can also, if you do penetration testing, you'll be looking in doing the simulations, like social engineering simulation for awareness training, some sort of training for your employees. So you can also simulate that. You can do the simulation. You can do the automation of your network traffic analysis, because there's a lot of traffic. You need to look in for anything suspicious, so you can look in for the traffic analysis. You can also see a lot of tools being used in AI where you can generate the reports, where you can make it a lot of tools where you can automate the report generation. You can do a lot of simulations, like you have red team and blue team, where red teams do the attack and blue teams go, go on the defense side. So you can do those lot of simulations with the help of red teams. And the if I would like to conclude, when you try to compare the traditional methods with the AI, so it's more of accuracy. You're getting more accurate results. It's more of those tools are being faster because time is very important. You need to do all those things. You have to be very fast, and you can simulate those attacks. So this is where I have seen these tools being used in AI. Thank you.
Absolutely fascinating, Rashid. It's amazing, sharing that you did. Well, I think moving on, can we just, request you to share some specific AI tools that ethical hackers might use in their work?
Okay, so for that, I have some of the tools which I'm going to show you. Apart from that, I'll be discussing some other tools. So first of them, if you see here is a chat GPT. Now in the chat GPT also, if you see, you have a lot of, if you see a lot of those prompts which you'll be using here. So even if you go to Google and you will search for a prompt, like I'll be opening these two sheets here. So if you see here, a lot of people are there who have already made those prompts available for you. So if you see here, there's a prompt for everything. Now there's a prompt for instant response handling. There's a prompt for education and awareness. So there's a prompt for vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Now it is easy for you to give a prompt, but it takes a lot of time to understand chat gpt, because it's like the way when you deal with your kids, so you have to understand how they listen to you. So you have to spend a lot of time so that you can talk and they will listen to you. So this is where you have a lot of some questions here. Now what you do, you just kind of learn from it how your chat gpt is going to kind of reply to you. So there are a lot of prompts there where I have seen a lot of penetration testers who are using a prompt like this, where they'll be getting all the script. Now you might not be knowing how to use those tools, but you'll be getting all the prompts. So I have seen a lot of prompts being available. For that, you need not to be a prompt engineer. I know being a prompt engineer makes you advance kind of how to deal with the tool to understand that fully. But yes, you have a lot of those prompts which are available to you, which you can use. Like there's a top 10 most powerful prompts which you can use here. So it's all about how you talk to chat gpt. So this is one of the tools I have seen. Apart from that, I have also seen there is a white rabbit neo. So if you just look in at this tool, it's like your co-pilot. So if you see here, this tool is going to help you. I'm not trying to log in here, but just let you know there is also a tool by the name of white rabbit. So what you can do is you are just going to give it a prompt, and it will act as a co-pilot. It will just guide you with these steps. So apart from that, there are a lot of other tools which I'm not trying to cover here. But if I would summarize, there is there's cyberbug, which is automated penetration testing and vulnerability scanning tools in the Kali Linux or Parrot. Being an ethical hacker, we spend a lot of time dealing with Kali Linux, dealing with Parrot. So those are the tools which you can use here, because in Kali and Parrot you have a Metasploit, you have Burp Suite and all that. And there's also a very nice tool by the name of Exploit. There's a tool by the name of Exploit, Deep Exploit. Okay, so deep exploit is one of the tools you'll be using here. So if you see, you can just automate your penetration testing. You can use AI, you can use ML. So there is also if anyone being an ethical hacker, they know about the Nmap. So in Nmap also, you can just use an AI plugin for the Nmap, because this is one of the tools which almost every ethical hacker knows. So you'll be using the AI plugin. There's also a sneak, which is especially for DevOps, but yes, you can use it also for doing this scanning and all that. So then there is also for vulnerability analysis, you'll be using Nessus. There is OpenVAS. There is a lot of tools which you can use here, because they have the AI versions also. There's also threat modeler and all that. So these are some of the tools which you can use. But yes, when I say about chat gpt, then yes, you have those prompts which are available to you. Even if you go to Google and search for what are the different prompts you can use with chat gpt, because I have seen a lot of people who are trying to do penetration testing with just this chat gpt only. Thank you.
Got it. I think that's a great piece of information, I must say. Moving on, Rashid, the next question is, what challenges do ethical hackers face when integrating AI into their workflows?
Yes, since AI is something which is which ethical hackers are getting used to. So anyone who is an ethical hacker is going to face a lot of challenge. So first, it is about the tools. Being an ethical hacker, I know when it comes to AI, so there are a lot of tools in the market. Now these tools are a little bit complex. So complexity of those tools are, making it sure that you choose the right tool is always very difficult, because it comes to you also when you go to your mobile phone. When it comes to downloading an app, you are always getting confused which one to use, unless and until you hear about people saying that this is the app, this is a killer app like WhatsApp and all that. Yes, you don't have any option, but for others, yes, there's a complexity of tools. And second thing is, I have seen when you're getting a lot of data, so it's very important you check the quality of the data, because when it comes to big data volume, variety, and veracity and all. So for that, when you'll be getting that data, so there's a lot of data coming in. Now it's very important for you as an ethical hacker to make it sure that you understand that you are going to get the right data, because you have seen a lot of algorithms like transformers, like ChatGPT itself is a transformer, right? So collecting that data, make it sure that you collect the right data. The quality of data is very important, because if you don't think that you have the right quality of data, maybe the output will not be, it's like garbage in, garbage out. Same goes to your computers also. For AI also, the data quality, the volume, we have to a lot of times we'll be dealing with false positives and false negatives, because false positive is something where you have a fake alert. There is no attack, but it just gives a fake alert. Or there's also false negative when there is actual attack, but it does not give an alert. So in AI tools also, in AI also, you have to deal with a lot of those false positives and false negatives. And one of the interesting, or I would say one of the important challenge which I have seen is, since I am an ethical hacker, so I know how to use Nmap, I know how to use Multigo, I know how to use Metasploit. So these are the tools which everyone knows, but how to integrate those AI tools with your existing tools, how to keep yourself updated, because there are a lot of threats, there are a lot of latest threats in nowadays. So how to be proactive, because there is something like IOCs, indicators of compromise, there's also indicators of attack, which talks about the future. So how you make it sure that you are keeping yourself updated with those threats. So along with that, there are, so main concern which I have seen is ethical concern, because I have done some of the AI certifications in that. So the main concern which I have seen is how to take into consideration the privacy misuse, because you'll be collecting a lot of private data. So how to make it sure that how you deal with privacy. There are a lot of laws like GDPR and all that, which are in AI also, you'll be seeing a lot of those new rules and regulations, but ethical concerns are also always there. And the a skill gap, right? So there is a lot of skill gap, because you might have heard the market for AI, but there's always a skill gap. So you need always training, you need training and development, you need people to do these certifications or attend training. So there's skill gap. There's also most of the times I've seen there's a resource limitations, like if I want to deal with some AI tool, maybe I don't have a proper storage, I don't have proper processing, I don't have a CPU, I don't have a RAM. So those things are already there, resource constraints. And yes, regulatory compliance is also there. So these are some of the challenges which you can face as an ethical hacker while trying to integrate your AI tools in your work. Thank you.
Absolutely interesting insights, Rashid. Well, let's dive into the future of ethical hacking now. How do you see AI evolving in this field?
Yes, if you would have heard recently, EC Council come up with CHV13, where everyone is trying to focus more on ethical hacking, because when it comes to ethical hacking, yes, we have a certification from EC Council, which is got a lot of reputation in the market. So I have been delivering that course. I think starting with V9 or V8, then V10, V11, V12, now V13. So uh, now when we talk about the future, so there is a lot of discussion on this, but one thing is sure, that AI is going to automate anything which is repetitive. So anything which is getting repeated, any sort of repetitive task, AI is going to make it sure that it's going to automate that. It's also going to improve the threat detection, because when it comes to threats, it is not about the quantity, it's also about trying to understand those threats properly. So making it sure that you have the proper threat. So the real-time threat detection, threat analysis, threat hunting is going to be improved. And AI is going to adapt with the emerging threats, because attackers are being very smart, and defenders also are trying to fight with them. It's always a fight between the attackers and defenders. But yes, uh, it's always so one thing which I would want everyone to understand, that you don't need to be too technical to deal with those attacks, but you need to have an awareness. You want to apply the logic. So a lot of people stop those attacks because they apply some sort of logic. They don't need to be a technical. You don't need to develop or design any metasploit or exploits, but you need to have some sort of logic. So this is where simulations, phishing simulations, when it comes to phishing simulations, they can get more sophisticated. Like with the AI, you'll be designing more sophisticated phishing simulations as an awareness training, because when it comes to simulations, you can understand a lot of organizations, they design those simulations for the employees so that they can understand, they have the awareness, training awareness. And there'll be more of automation when it comes to red teaming and blue teaming, because whenever you want to understand the uh, security posture of your organization, you have a red team which attacks, you have a blue team which defends, you have a white team which is going to act as a referee. So when it comes to red teaming, they need to be very smart, because ultimately you are trying to understand your security of your organization. So red teaming, when it comes to red teaming, it gets automated. And when it comes to doing the predictive analysis, predicting something, so it is going to also gain a lot of kind of in the future, it's going to be very much useful when it comes to AI. So and then NLP, which is natural language processing, where you have ChatGPT which works on NLP. So it's more about deep learning, because we have AI, we have ML. So we have ML, then we have AI, then we have deep learning. And that also you have different algorithms, NLPs and all that, which is the brain of whatever those algorithms are, what they'll be doing and all that. So yes, NLPs, and also AI is going to analyze, it's going to enhance the threat analysis. So those are some things which AI is going to do in future when it comes to ethical hacking.
Talk about future and the information that you have given so far. It makes me think that how can ethical hackers stay updated in today's world with the latest AI developments in cybersecurity?
Yes, so when it comes to keeping yourself updated, so I would say there are a lot of ways to keep yourself updated. Like we have seen, you might be an expert in ethical hacking expert, you might be knowing networking, you might be knowing cloud, but for everyone, it's very important that you stay updated with ethical hack with artificial intelligence, because it's everywhere. So first of all, I would say education is very important. So you need to do some course which is related to your AI. But now, since you might be having a limited time, so that's where you have a certifications which are relevant to you. So make it sure that you do those certifications which are relevant to you. Make it sure you keep yourself updated with the latest news on artificial intelligence. You need to join with some professional organizations which do conduct a lot of webinars, which do conduct a lot of events. Like I myself, have attended a lot of events where there's a lot of learning, because it's always you learn from everyone, you learn from everything. So you need to attend those webinars, you need to attend the if there's any conference which is related to artificial intelligence. Or you might be also you might have seen there's a lot of communities which are available there, like there's a LinkedIn, there's a Reddit. So there are a lot of organizations where you can connect with them. And there are a lot of research papers which I was actually trying to go through some research papers which were started by some of the experts in AI. So it just Turing test and all that. I was just trying to see how it started. It was there long back. AI was there long back, but now why people are like, why people think it happened all of a sudden? It didn't happen. It was started like 40, 50 years back. But the thing is, like, there were no resources uh, available to us. Like, nowadays you see we have cloud, we have a lot of storage, we have a lot of resources. I think this is the reason why it got kind of the atmosphere, it got the environment what it needed. But I was surprised to see it was started very long back, like 50 years back. They thought there's something which is, AI is going to come in. But now there are a lot of research papers on AI, which are very nice, very interesting research papers. Just go through ResearchGate and looking for some research papers. Or there are a lot of tools. Like, here I have already talked about some tools, but here there's also, if you see, there's a tool from TensorFlow. So this is a very nice tool. I was trying to understand. Now, for me, I know it's all about mathematics. Maybe I would not be interested to learn about the math and all, but at least I can understand how this AI works. I can change those different metrics here, different values here. So I found these tools very interesting, where you need to look in for those tools. Like, this is one of the tool where you can see, what's happening, how they analyze the data and all. So it was more interesting to me, because might be I would not need to know about the mathematics and all that, but I can understand at least, what's happening here. Because ultimately, what your brand does. So this is what is happening here. The algorithms, they kind of, get the data, they analyze the data, they make sense out of that. So make it sure that you just go through those tools. Like, this is one of the tools. Or PyTorch is also there, which is one of the nice tools. And always connect with the people who are in AI, all those leaders, in LinkedIn. Make it sure you connect with them, because they have done something related to AI. They have started long back. Now, of course, if they started 10 years back, they might have a little bit of more knowledge than what we have. So just stay connected with the leaders, and also try to do some CTF, capture the flag. There are a lot of challenge on AI, where you attend those CTF, capture the flag challenge, where you'll be getting some prizes or some sort of bug bounties. And ultimately, I would say it's all about curiosity, right? If you're more curious to learn, because AI is going to be everywhere. We have already seen that the presence of AI not only in one sector, it is always in finance, it is in banking, it is in customer care, it is in L&D, it is in ethical hacking, it's in security. So AI
Absolutely.
is everywhere, right? So that is where it's very important, because it is just started now. So we have to keep ourselves updated. And the last thought I would like to share, which is, out of this, is AI going to kind of, replace the jobs? That's where people think, is
That
AI
was
going
my
to
next
replace us?
question. Yes.
So is AI going to replace us? I was looking at a lot of, papers, a lot of discussions where people think, is AI going to replace us? The thing is that if you keep yourself updated, so there are some jobs where, yes, AI is going to replace it. But yes, if you keep yourself updated, it's not only about the replacement, but AI is going to create more jobs. I was like, thinking, I was like, kind of, seeing that there are a lot of jobs, like, which are particularly for AI. Like, you might have seen prompt engineer, this is the new job. Or ethical hack, those, those legality for this artificial intelligence. Or there are a lot of jobs it's going to create. But yes, there are some jobs which, like, you might have seen, like, it happens everywhere. You might have seen that, like, we used to have a phone. Maybe you might have heard about a phone company that no longer exists, because they did not keep themselves updated. So yes, we have to keep ourselves updated, so that we will not get replaced. This is the only reason why we are keeping ourselves updated with the certifications, with the learning every day. And second thing is that, yes, it is going to create a lot of new jobs. So there's nothing to worry. It might not replace everything, but yes, we will see a change, unless and until we keep ourselves updated.
Yeah, I think it's just a part of life, right? We evolve,
Correct.
we become something better. That's what has been happening from
Survival of the
what we
fittest. That's what
can
Darwin
see.
said, right? That's what Darwin. We used to learn
Exactly.
it in the school. Survival of the fittest. That happened in COVID
Exactly.
also. You might have seen.
Yeah, yeah, and adapting to new changes and new way. And humans are amazing that way, I feel.
True,
We
true,
adapt to
true,
changes so quickly.
true,
And
true, true,
today, companies like Netcom Learning AI Certs are offering great support for people to actually get to place where they want to
true,
be.
true, true.
And yeah, it's fantastic. So I think last question for today, Rashid,
Hmm.
I would want you to talk about
Hmm.
can AI tools effectively mimic human thinking to replicate the behavior of sophisticated attackers?
Right.
Can it actually mimic human thinking to be so real?
So you mean to say, can AI tools mimic humans?
Yeah, human thinking.
Like deepfake? You're talking about deepfake?
Yeah, somewhere on those lines, I could probably say to replicate the behavior of sophisticated attackers. I mean, it is. I didn't want to kind of touch upon
Hmm.
things that are
Hmm.
controversial, but you
Hmm.
got it right. Yeah, yeah. So that's another
Correct.
threat, right, for the
Yes.
privacy and for
Yes.
for a whole lot of other things. Yeah.
Actually, if you see, there are two types of AI. So one is a narrow AI, one is a Gen AI. So narrow AI is what is happening right now. Okay, so we are seeing AI doing a lot of things, but that is still a narrow AI. Now, what you're talking about is a Gen AI. So it is still under research because this is the only thing which AI lacks right now. Like it cannot have, empathy, sympathy, and all that what humans have. So this is one of the reasons why we humans need to be or on a safer side or on a commanding part, because ultimately we are training the AIs, so they learn from us. But yes, I would see things can go out of control. That's again the future, you never know. But again, we have smart people, because if you see, for COVID also, we did not have, the solution and all that. You might have seen how people come up with the solution. Yes, things can go out of control, but again, we have a lot of experts there who know how to deal with it. But yes, that's a narrow AI which we see right now. But yes, again, when it comes to Gen AI, that is where there is a lot of, there'll be a lot of they have a lot of smartness. They can mimic exactly, because there are a lot of, you might have seen deep faking and all that. But yes, this is one of the thing which is happening. This is the reason why I have seen people saying that please use it properly, please don't misuse it. You might have seen recently there was a news from our prime minister, which just yesterday only he said
Yeah.
please use
Yeah.
it properly. So every country is kind of, because this is what has happened. People can use it bad way or good way also. So yes, it is up to us how to use it. Things can go out of control also, but again, at that time maybe some
Absolutely.
new technology will come in. So it's future, a lot of
Yeah.
predictions, a lot of things, but at least it is doing a lot of good for us right now. We have seen only the narrow AI. Now just if we see
True.
the Gen AI, what its power is, maybe yeah, there'll be a lot of good things also which we can use. The
I'm
bad things will
sure.
also
I
be there.
think we could probably summarize this as every problem comes with a solution.
Correct.
And yeah, I think there would be new problems, and I'm sure we will figure that out. Right?
Correct, correct. It is something like there is, something which is like a zero-day attacks which are not known to us. Then we learn
Right.
about them. Then yeah, same thing goes here also.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Rashid, for sharing your
Thank you,
expertise and insights today. And thank
thank
you,
you.
everyone who participated and submitted questions during our sessions. We hope this fireside chat has provided you with a lot of valuable knowledge on how AI is enhancing penetration testing and the tools available for ethical hackers. The recordings of the session will be made available soon, so keep your eye out on our social media pages. Thank you once again for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in our future webinars. Have a great evening, and thank you so much, Rashid. Really appreciate
Sure,
your
thank
time.
you.
And
Thank you,
yeah.
Renu. Thanks all. Thanks all. Thank you.